What is up, people of YouTube? I'm your host Vernon. This is the Hemingway Fishing Pier. Let's fish that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can clearly see, the fishing pier is no longer in the water. It's on dry land, so we're not going to fish from the pier today, but we are going to fish at Lake Mead. Alright guys, this was the planned video for this week, but as it usually goes on this channel, things don't always work out the way as planned. We are having some record-breaking heat out there, consecutive days, and some of the hottest days recorded. But we did manage to spend about an hour and a half out there trying to do some fishing, but we ended up spending more time in the water with the fish rather than trying to catch some fish. So naturally I have nothing to show you guys, but I do still have to upload a video, and I thought about maybe combining two of my hobbies into one fishing video. I would like to point out that I'm not going to be making a habit of doing this, but I want to try and make a video using some video games. Now if you're still watching by this point, I want to thank you for not clicking away, supporting me by watching this video. The general idea is there's lots of games out there, but I want to try and stay away from fishing games. I want to look at some big games that have a small interesting mechanic for fishing. So enough explaining, let's go do some fishing. Alright ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ark Survival Evolved. This is a survival based game where you wake up on a beach somewhere in your underwear and you need to punch a tree to get some resources. As you get resources, you get experience, and with the experience you end up learning more skills and extra things to unlock, and eventually you start building your own bigger bases. Without trying to give away too much of the game, you can obtain all sorts of creatures and dinosaurs, and each creature has its own special abilities. This one, for instance, gets more wood, and this one is good at finding some stone. Now each creature has its own special abilities, and they assist you on your journey. Now we of course need a little pier to be fishing off, so I'm quickly building what we need to build a little fishing pier, even with a little chair and all. Once we have everything crafted that we needed, we can quickly go place our fishing pier. We start off by placing a little foundation. Just want to find the right spot. That looks fine. From there we put on a little stone ceiling. Don't have to put it on the wall. And then we put a little chair on that. We need a chair to be sitting in to do some fishing. No standing around. We need to actually be sitting, being able to catch fish. This is my regular fishing spot, but I think I fished out this spot. I'm not seeing any fish in the water around. But in this little box here, I do have some pre-made fishing rods. Quickly grab one of those. Just put it on my hotbar so we can easily use it. Alright, so to start fishing, we need some baits to go fishing. One would think you can just use some cooked meat or raw meat, but that's not as simple as that. There are two types of baits you can use. One is leech blood, but I'll talk about that in a while. The other is bee honey. Now you can find beehives all over the map, but I luckily tamed a queen bee, so I have my own little hive. It's a lot safer to get some honey from these, as the wild ones will actually kill you. You'll see I'm being attacked, but they won't kill me. Alright, and with our honey we can now bait our fishing rod. So take a seat, equip our fishing rod, and the honey is already loaded in there. Looking around to see if I can see any fish around, and let's just cast out and see if we get anything. Now the other bait, the leech blood, that you get by going into a swamp, finding some leeches, killing the leeches and taking the blood from them. However, it's very difficult to do that in single player mode, because if these leeches attach to you, they're actually going to drain your blood and kill you. If you're playing on the online side with some friends, on the multiplayer side, your friends can always remove some of these leeches from you, but in single player mode you are all by yourself. You cannot release these leeches from you and they tend to kill you. That is why I rather go for the honey. It's a lot safer way to bait up our fishing pole. And we can clearly see that in this mechanic in this game, it works pretty much the same as it does in real life. It's not just casting out the rod and immediately getting some fish. You have to sit around quite a while, wait for the fish to get interested in your baits. These are very basic rods. I'm using a little bamboo pole with some twine down to a little fishing rod, just a fish breaching there next to the waterfall. Without giving away too much in the game, you can always get some better rods and reels. These little bamboo poles can quite easily break as well. But let's wait around, see if we can manage to land a fish. And there we have a fish approaching, and we got him. Now there is a time limit. You have to press these buttons in the right fashion or the rod will break, and you also have to do it before the timer runs out. And we caught ourselves a fish. We caught ourselves a coelacanth. We got some fresh fish meat, and we also got some gunpowder and metal from that fish. Clearly some pollution in the water as well. Alright, but we still got some honey left. They do spoil. Both of these baits have a spoil timer on them. So let's try and find another fish. There's one swimming off here to the right of the screen. Already caught a coelacanth, and I want to catch one of the other fish. The one swimming here to the right is one of the other species. Let's see if it's willing to go for our baits. Compared to some other games out there, especially the fishing games, you often have to throw out a lure and you're kind of guaranteed that you will catch a fish. Whereas in this game, this is not part of the main game. It's a small mechanic that they put in there, and you're not always going to catch fish. Sometimes you have to wait long times before getting fish, and lots of the water doesn't even have any fish in there. But rather than sitting around waiting all the time, let's skip forward to when we have some action. This is a lovely little island that I'm on. Lots of waterfalls around, but this is not the typical place you want to be on the online server, as you'll get raided quite a lot. Lots of people will attack you, but on single player it's fine. See some movement near the waterfall, and we got a fish on. Quick and easy to reel in. Another coelacanth caught, but I would like to show you guys the other fish out there. Let's quickly head into the water to see if we can see any. Not a lot of fish around. We have some on this side. Another coelacanth down below. Just wanted to get some oxygen. And these are the other fish in the waters, the ones I wanted to be catching. Some saber-tooth salmon. But in any case, you guys saw how it works. You saw how easy it is to catch fish. Very realistic, sitting around waiting for the fish. Not that realistic in bringing the fish in, but at least it's a fun little mechanic in a very big game. Alright guys, but I think that's all we wanted to see, is how the fishing works in this game. Interesting mechanic they added to this game. I'm glad that the developers put in some extra thought into putting some useless little nitty-gritty things into the game as well to make it a bit more interesting. But I want to thank you for watching and making it to this point of the video. I know it was a pretty strange video, but we will continue our regular fishing videos soon. If you enjoyed the video, give it a little thumbs up. Feel free to ask any questions down below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.